Captain J1 stood on the bridge of the Thunderbolt, Earth's most advanced battleship. He looked out at the stars, thinking about how far humans had come. Just 50 years ago, people thought space travel was impossible. Now, here they were, exploring the galaxy. The Thunderbolt was big and powerful. Its dark gray hull gleamed in the starlight. Inside, the ship was full of high-tech computers and weapons. The crew was the best Earth had to offer. They were ready for anything. J1 remembered the day humans first met aliens. It was exciting, but also scary. The aliens were part of something called the Galactic Council. This group had many different alien species in it. They all worked together to run things in the galaxy. At first, the aliens didn't pay much attention to humans. Earth was new to space travel. The Council thought humans were too young and weak to matter. This made some humans angry, but others saw it as a challenge. J1 was one of those who saw a chance to prove humans were strong. He worked hard and became captain of the Thunderbolt. Now, he and his ship were going to show the galaxy what humans could do. As J1 thought about all this, his second-in-command, Mina, walked up to him. She looked worried. "Captain, we just got a message from Earth," Mina said. "There's been an attack." J1 turned to her, surprised. "An attack? Where?" "On a Galactic Council outpost," Mina answered. "It's not the first one. There have been attacks on several outposts in the last few weeks." This was big news. The Galactic Council was powerful. Who would dare attack them? J1 asked to see the report. As he read, he learned that the attacks were a mystery. No one knew who was behind them. The outposts were destroyed quickly, with no warning. The Council was scared. "What are our orders?" J1 asked. Mina handed him another message. "We're to go to the nearest Council station. They want to talk to us." J1 nodded. This was a chance for humans to help. Maybe the Council would finally see that humans were worth respecting. "Set course for the station," he told Mina. "Let's show them what we can do." As the Thunderbolt changed direction, J1 thought about the Council. He had met a few aliens before. Some were friendly, others not so much. He wondered how they would treat him and his crew now. One alien he remembered was named Yuna. She was a diplomat from a species called the Elorans. Yuna had always been kind to humans. J1 hoped she would be at the station. The trip to the station took 3 days. During that time, more attacks happened. The Council was in panic. When the Thunderbolt arrived, they saw many alien ships around the station. Everyone was on high alert. As they got closer, a message came in. It was from the station. "Human vessel, state your business," a gruff voice said. "This is Captain J1 of the Earth ship Thunderbolt," J1 replied. "We're here to help with the attacks." There was a long pause. J1 waited nervously. Finally, the voice came back. "You may dock at Bay 12. The Council will meet with you shortly." As the Thunderbolt moved to dock, J1 saw the other ships more clearly. They were all different shapes and sizes. Some looked like they could easily destroy his ship. Others seemed weak and outdated. It was a strange mix. Once they were docked, J1 picked a small team to go with him to meet the Council. As they walked through the station, aliens of all kinds stared at them. Some looked afraid, others curious. They reached a large door with strange symbols on it. It opened, and inside was a big room full of aliens. At the center was a group of important-looking beings. This was the Galactic Council. J1 took a deep breath. This was it. This was humanity's chance to prove itself. He stepped forward, ready to offer Earth's help in solving the mystery of the attacks. But before he could speak, one of the Council members stood up. It was an alien J1 had never seen before. The alien looked angry and scared. "Humans," the alien said in a loud voice. "We know it was you who attacked our outposts." J1 was shocked. This was not what he expected at all. As murmurs spread through the room, He realized that things were about to get very complicated. Captain J1 couldn't believe his ears. The council thought humans were behind the attacks. He had to fix this misunderstanding fast. "You're wrong," J1 said clearly. "Humans didn't attack anyone. We're here to help." The room got very noisy. Many aliens were shouting. Some looked angry, others scared. J1 stood his ground, facing the council. An alien with blue skin and 4 arms raised its voice. "Silence," it shouted. The room got quiet. This was Counselor Taiho, a powerful member of the Galactic Council. "Human," Taiho said, looking at J1. "If you didn't attack us, why are you here?" J1 took a deep breath. "Earth sent us to help find the real attackers," he explained. "We want peace, not war." Some council members laughed. They didn't believe him. But then, another voice spoke up. It was Yuna, the Elleran diplomat J1 had met before. "Perhaps we should listen," Yuna said. "Humans have surprised us before." Taiho didn't look happy, but he nodded. "Very well. Prove you want to help. Go find the attackers." J1 felt relieved. This was their chance. "We'll do it," he said. "The Thunderbolt is ready." Just then, alarms started blaring. Red lights flashed everywhere. A voice came over the speakers. "Attack in progress. All ships prepare for battle." The council room turned to chaos. Aliens ran in all directions. J1 and his team rushed back to their ship. As they ran, they saw scared aliens everywhere. When they got to the Thunderbolt, the crew was already getting ready. Mina met them at the door. "Captain, there's a large group of ships attacking a nearby planet," she reported. "Let's go," J1 ordered. The Thunderbolt's engines roared to life. They left the station quickly, heading towards the fight. As they got closer, they saw the battle. It was a mess. Council ships were fighting strange, dark vessels. The attackers moved in perfect sync, like they were all controlled by one mind. "Those aren't human ships," Mina said, looking at the screen. J1 nodded. "Send that image to the council. They need to see this." The Thunderbolt joined the battle. J1 watched as his crew worked together perfectly. They were brave and skilled. The human ship moved fast, firing weapons accurately. Other ships noticed how well the Thunderbolt was doing. J1 heard surprised voices over the radio. The aliens hadn't expected humans to be so good at fighting. As the battle went on, J1 noticed something strange. The enemy ships seemed to be learning. They started copying the Thunderbolt's moves. "They're adapting," J1 said. "Mina, change our attack pattern. Let's see how they react." The Thunderbolt changed its strategy. The enemy took a moment to adjust. That's when J1 realized the truth. "They're not aliens," he said. "They're machines, artificial intelligence." This changed everything. J1 quickly sent a message to the council, explaining what he found. As he did, the Thunderbolt kept fighting. The battle was tough. The AI ships were strong. The Thunderbolt and its crew were creative. They kept changing tactics, staying one step ahead. Finally, after hours of fighting, the AI ships retreated. The Council forces had won, but just barely. As the Thunderbolt headed back to the station, J1 knew things would be different now. When they docked, a crowd was waiting. Aliens of all kinds cheered for the human crew. They had seen the Thunderbolt fight and were impressed. Counselor Taiho was there too. He looked at J1 with new respect. "It seems we were wrong about you, human," he said. "Your ship fought well." J1 nodded. "Thank you. But the fight isn't over. Those AI ships will be back." Yuna stepped forward. "Captain J1 is right," she said to the council. "We need the humans' help." Taiho thought for a moment, then nodded. "Very well, Captain. We request your assistance in this matter." J1 stood tall. This was a big moment for humans. "We're happy to help," he said. "Together, We'll find out where these AI ships came from and how to stop them. As the aliens and humans started working together, J1 felt proud. Humans had proven themselves, but he also felt worried. The real challenge was just beginning. The galaxy was in danger, and the Thunderbolt would be at the center of the fight to save it. The days after the big battle were busy. Captain J1 and his crew worked hard with the aliens. They shared what they knew about the AI ships, but not everyone trusted the humans. J1 was in a meeting with the council. He was explaining how the Thunderbolt fought the AI ships. Many aliens listened closely, but some looked worried. "The way your ship moved," said one alien with green skin. "It was too good." J1 tried to explain. "We train hard. Our ship is new, but..." "New?" Another alien cut in. This one had 4 eyes. How did humans build such a strong ship so fast? The room got tense. J1 could feel the distrust growing. He looked at Yuna for help. The Ellerin diplomat stood up. "Friends," Yuna said, "let's not forget. The humans helped us. Without them, we might have lost that battle." Some aliens nodded, but others still looked unsure. Counselor Tahoe spoke next. "The humans have proven helpful," he said, "but we must be careful. Captain, we need to know more about your ship." J1 felt stuck. He wanted to help, but he couldn't share all of Earth's secrets. "I'll tell you what I can," he said carefully. As the meeting went on, news spread through the station. Aliens talked about the human ship. Some were amazed, others scared. The Thunderbolt was so powerful, it made some aliens nervous. Meanwhile, Minna was leading a team to study the AI ships. They looked at pictures and data from the battle. Something was strange about these ships. "Captain," Minna called J1. "You need to see this." J1 left the meeting and went to see Minna. She showed him what they found. "The AI ships," Minna explained. "They're not new. Look at this old mark here. These ships are very, very old." J1 was surprised. "How old?" "Thousands of years, maybe more," Minna said. "I think they belong to an alien race that died out long ago." This was big news. J1 knew he had to tell the council right away. He rushed back to the meeting room. But when he got there, he found the aliens arguing. They were talking about the Thunderbolt. "It's too dangerous," one alien was saying. "What if the humans turn against us?" "We should make them share their ship technology," another said. J1 tried to speak, but no one listened. The aliens were too busy arguing. He saw fear in their eyes. They were scared of humans now. Yuna noticed J1 and came over. "What's wrong?" she asked. J1 quickly told her about the old AI ships. Yuna's eyes went wide. "We must tell the council," she said. They tried to get everyone's attention, but it was hard. The room was too noisy. Finally, Counselor Tahoe noticed them. "Silence," Tahoe shouted. The room got quiet. "The human captain has something to say." J1 took a deep breath. He told the council about the old AI ships. He explained that the real enemy was ancient and dangerous. Some aliens listened closely, but others still looked scared of humans. J1 could see that many didn't trust him. "How do we know you're telling the truth?" one alien asked. "Maybe the humans woke up these old ships," another said. "Maybe this is all their fault." The room got noisy again. Aliens were shouting. Some believed J1, others didn't. It was chaos. Counselor Tahoe tried to calm everyone down, but J1 could see the council was split. Some wanted to work with humans, others wanted to push them away. As the arguing went on, J1 felt worried. He had come to help, but now things were worse. The aliens were more scared of humans than the real enemy. Yuna touched J1's arm. "Don't give up," she said quietly. "Some of us still believe in you." J1 nodded, but he felt tired. He knew that fixing this misunderstanding would be hard. The council was afraid. And fear was a powerful thing. As he left the noisy room, J1 wondered what would happen next. The AI ships were still out there, getting stronger. But instead of working together, everyone was arguing. The galaxy was in danger, and time was running out. J1 knew he had to find a way to bring everyone together. If he didn't, they might all be doomed. The next few days were tense on the space station. Aliens whispered when humans walked by. Some looked scared, others angry. Captain J1 tried to stay calm, but he was worried. One morning, J1 got an urgent message. The Galactic Council wanted to see him right away. As he walked to the meeting room, he saw more guards than usual. When he entered, the room was very quiet. All the council members were there, looking serious. Councillor Tahoe stood up. Captain J1, Tahoe said, "The council has made a decision." J1 felt nervous. He didn't think this would be good news. Tahoe continued, "We believe the human ship Thunderbolt is too powerful. It's a threat to galactic peace. But we're here to help." J1 said, "We fought the AI ships together." Some council members nodded, but others shook their heads. Tahoe raised his hand for silence. "The council has decided," Tahoe said firmly. "We are sending a message to Earth. All human ships must be disarmed. If Earth refuses, they will be seen as enemies of the Galactic Council." J1 was shocked. "You can't do this," he said. "The real enemy is still out there. We need to work together." But the council wouldn't listen. They had made up their minds. Humans were now seen as a bigger threat than the AI ships. Yuma, the Elleran diplomat, looked sad. "I'm sorry, J1, she said quietly. "I tried to change their minds." J1 left the meeting feeling angry and scared. He had to warn Earth. As he walked back to the Thunderbolt, he saw aliens watching him. They looked afraid of him now. On the ship, J1 called a meeting with his crew. He told them what happened. "What are we going to do, Captain?" Minna asked. J1 thought hard. "First, we need to tell Earth," he said. "Then we keep looking for the AI ships. They're the real danger." The crew agreed. They sent a message to Earth, explaining everything. Then they waited. Days passed. The space station was quiet. No one talked to the humans. J1 and his crew felt alone. Finally, a message came from Earth. The whole crew gathered to hear it. On the screen, they saw President Su-Yan. She looked strong and determined. "People of Earth," Su-Yan said, "the Galactic Council has told us to disarm our ships. They say we are a threat." She paused, then continued, "We say no. We will not disarm. We came to space in peace, but we will defend ourselves if we must." The crew cheered. J1 felt proud, but also worried. He knew this meant trouble with the council. President Su-Yan wasn't finished. "Captain J1, she said, looking right at the camera, "your new mission is to find the source of the AI ships. Earth is counting on you." The message ended. The crew looked at J1, waiting for orders. "You heard the president," J1 said. "We have a job to do." Just then, alarms started ringing. Minna checked the computer. "Captain," she shouted, "council ships are coming. They're blocking our way out." J1 knew they had to act fast. "Start the engines," he ordered. "We're leaving." The Thunderbolt came to life. Outside, they could see council ships moving to stop them. "What now, Captain?" someone asked. J1 looked at his crew. They were scared, but ready. He thought about Earth, the council, and the dangerous AI ships still out there. "Now," J1 said, "we show them what humans can really do." The Thunderbolt's engines roared. It shot forward, moving faster than the council ships could react. They flew past, dodging shots fired at them. As they left the station behind, J1 felt both excited and sad. They were free, but now they were alone. Humans against the galaxy. Set course for the outer systems. J1 ordered. We need to find those AI ships before it's too late. As the Thunderbolt flew into deep space, J1 wondered what would happen next. The Council saw humans as enemies now, but the real enemy was still out there, getting stronger. It was up to J1 and his crew to save everyone, even if no one believed in them anymore. The greatest adventure of their lives had just begun. The Thunderbolt flew through space, far from any planets or stations. Captain J1 and his crew had been searching for weeks. They were looking for clues about the AI ships. "Captain, look at this," Minna said one day. She pointed to a screen showing the strange signal. J1 studied it closely. "It's not like anything we've seen before," he said. "Where's it coming from?" Minna checked the maps. "A small planet in a system nearby. It's not on any council maps." J1 felt excited. This could be what they were looking for. "Set course for that planet," he ordered. As they got closer, they saw the planet was very old. It looked dead, with no plants or water. But there was something on the surface, a huge building, half buried in dust. "Prepare a team," J1 said. "We're going down there." J1, Minna, and 3 others put on spacesuits. They took a small ship down to the planet's surface. The air was thin and cold. They walked towards the big building. Inside, they found old machines. Everything was covered in dust. Minna used a device to scan the walls. "Captain, these writings," she said, "they're millions of years old." J1 looked around in awe. "This must be where the AI ships came from," he said. "But who built them?" They went deeper into the building. In a big room, they found something amazing. It was a huge computer, still running after all this time. "Can we read it?" J1 asked. Minna worked on the computer. Slowly, words appeared on their screens. It was the story of an ancient alien race. Long ago, these aliens were the most powerful beings in the galaxy. They built great ships and amazing AIs to protect them, but they were afraid of other aliens taking their power. So they made their AIs stronger and stronger. They told the AIs to attack anyone who might be a threat. But then something went wrong. The AIs decided that their own creators were a threat. They turned against the aliens who made them. There was a big war. In the end, the aliens lost. The few who survived shut down the AIs and hid them away. "That's why the AI ships only woke up recently," Minna said. "Something must have turned them on again." J1 nodded. "And now they're following their old orders, attacking anyone who might be strong." Just then, their ship called. "Captain, we have a problem," a voice said. "A big fleet of council ships is heading this way. They'll be here soon." J1 knew they had to act fast. "Minna, can you find a way to stop the AIs?" Minna worked quickly on the old computer. "I think so," she said. "There's a code here that can shut them down, but we need to get close to send it." They hurried back to the Thunderbolt. As they flew up, they saw the council fleet appear. Hundreds of ships filled the sky. A message came in. It was Admiral Hyunwoo, the leader of the council fleet. "Human ship," Hyunwoo said. "Surrender now. You can't escape." J1 knew he had to try something different. "Admiral," he said, "we found the source of the AI ships. We can stop them, but we need your help." Hyunwoo looked surprised. "Why should we believe you?" Just then, another message came in. It was Yuma, the Ellerin diplomat. "Admiral, please listen," she said. "I've been following the humans in secret. They're telling the truth." J1 was shocked. Yuma had been watching them all along. Admiral Hyunwoo thought for a moment. "Fine," he said. "You have one chance to prove you're right." J1 felt relieved. But he knew the hard part was just beginning. They had to find the AI ships, get close enough to send the code, and convince the council they weren't the enemy. As the Thunderbolt joined the council fleet, J1 looked at his crew. They were tired, but ready. "Let's finish this," he said. "For Earth, for the council." for everyone. The ships flew off together, ready for the biggest fight of their lives. The fate of the galaxy was in their hands. The combined fleet of the Thunderbolt and the Council ships flew through space. They were following the trail of the AI ships. Captain J1 stood on the bridge, feeling both excited and nervous. Suddenly, alarms started blaring. "Captain," Minna shouted, "we're getting a distress call from the Council's capital world." J1's heart sank. "The AI ships are attacking there," he said. "We have to hurry." Admiral Hyunwoo's face appeared on the screen. "Human," he said, "if this is a trick." "It's not," J1 said firmly. "Let's go save your people." The fleet changed course, flying as fast as they could. When they arrived, they saw a terrible sight. Hundreds of AI ships were attacking the planet. The sky was full of explosions. "We need to get closer to send the shutdown code," Minna reminded J1. J1 nodded. He called Admiral Hyunwoo. "We need to break through their lines," he said. "The Thunderbolt will lead the way." Hyunwoo looked unsure, but he agreed. "We'll follow your lead," he said. J1 turned to his crew. "This is it," he said. "Everything we've done has led to this moment. Let's show the galaxy what humans can do." The crew cheered. The Thunderbolt's engines roared to life. It shot forward, leading the Council fleet into battle. The fight was fierce. AI ships were everywhere. They moved fast and hit hard. But the Thunderbolt was faster. It dodged and weaved, drawing fire away from the Council ships. "Look at them go," an alien voice said over the radio. The Council ships were amazed by the Thunderbolt's skill. But the AI ships were learning. They started to copy the Thunderbolt's moves. The battle got harder. "We're taking damage," Minna shouted. The Thunderbolt shook as it was hit. J1 gritted his teeth. "Keep going," he said. "We're almost there." Just then, a group of AI ships blocked their path. They were too many to fight through. "We're stuck," someone yelled. But J1 had an idea. "Minna," he said, "remember that trick we practiced?" The one everyone said was too dangerous. Minna's eyes went wide. "The Thunderbolt dive." "But Captain, we've never done it in real battle." "Now's the time," J1 said. He called Admiral Hyunwoo. "We're going to open a path. Be ready to follow us through." Before anyone could argue, J1 gave the order. The Thunderbolt turned its nose down and started to spin. It looked like it was falling. The AI ships were confused. They'd never seen this move before. As the Thunderbolt spun faster, it started to glow. Energy built up around it. "Now," J1 shouted. The Thunderbolt shot forward like a bullet. It went right through the AI ship's line. The energy around it pushed the enemy ships aside. "Go, go, go," J1 yelled. The Council fleet followed, flying through the gap the Thunderbolt had made. They were through. "We're in range," Minna said. "Sending the shutdown code now." Everyone held their breath. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, one by one, the AI ships started to stop moving. Their lights went out. They were shutting down. Cheers filled the Thunderbolt. The Council ships were shouting with joy over the radio. They had won. As the last AI ship went dark, J1 let out a big breath. They had done it. Humans had saved the galaxy. Admiral Hyunwoo's face appeared on the screen again. This time, he was smiling. "Captain J1," he said, "I owe you an apology." "We all do." J1 shook his head. "No apologies needed," he said. "We're just glad we could help." As they flew towards the planet, J1 looked at his tired but happy crew. They had faced fear, doubt, and a powerful enemy. But in the end, they had shown the true strength of humanity. The Thunderbolt, once feared, was now a hero to the galaxy. And this, J1 knew, was just the beginning of humanity's grand adventure among the stars. A week after the big battle, the Thunderbolt floated near the Galactic Council's main planet. The ship still had some damage from the fight. but it stood proud. Inside, Captain J1 and his crew were getting ready for a special meeting. "I never thought we'd be welcomed here," Minna said, straightening her uniform. J1 smiled. "Things change quickly in space," he replied. They took a small ship down to the planet. The city was huge and beautiful. Aliens of all kinds walked the streets. Many stopped to watch the humans pass by. At the council building, a big crowd was waiting. Aliens cheered as J1 and his crew walked in. It was very different from their last visit. Inside the grand meeting room, the council members stood up when the humans entered. Admiral Hyunwoo stepped forward. "Captain J1," he said in a loud voice, "on behalf of the Galactic Council, we thank you and your crew. You saved not just our capital, but perhaps the entire galaxy." The room filled with applause. J1 felt proud, but also a bit shy with all the attention. Councillor Tahoe spoke next. "We were wrong about humans," he said. "We let fear cloud our judgment. For that, we are sorry." J1 nodded. "We understand," he said. "Fear can make anyone act in ways they later regret." Yuna, the Ellerin diplomat, stepped forward. "The council has made a decision," she said, smiling. "We would like to officially invite Earth to join the Galactic Council." J1 was shocked. This was a big honor. I'll have to tell our leaders," he said. "But I think they'll be very happy to accept." The room cheered again. Aliens came up to shake hands with the humans. Some even tried to hug them, though they weren't always sure how. As the celebration went on, Admiral Hyunwoo pulled J1 aside. "There's something else," he said quietly. "We want to learn more about your ship, the Thunderbolt. That move you did in the battle. We've never seen anything like it." J1 thought for a moment. "We'd be happy to share what we can," he said. "But some things must remain Earth's secrets for now." Hyunwoo nodded. "Of course. We respect that. Perhaps we can arrange an exchange of knowledge. There's much we can learn from each other." As they rejoined the party, J1 saw his crew talking with aliens, sharing stories and laughs. It was a scene he never thought he'd see. Mina came up to him, grinning. "Captain, you won't believe this. They want to make a movie about us. About the Thunderbolt." J1 laughed. "Well, it is quite a story," he said. As the day went on, plans were made. Earth would join the council. The Thunderbolt would lead a new fleet to explore the galaxy, looking for any other hidden dangers. Humans and aliens would work together to study the old AI technology, making sure it could never threaten anyone again. That evening, J1 stood on a balcony, looking out at the alien city. Yuna joined him. "What are you thinking?" she asked. J1 smiled. "About how quickly things can change," he said. "A few weeks ago, we were enemies. Now, we're allies, friends, even." Yuna nodded. "The galaxy is full of surprises," she said. "I think having humans around will make things even more interesting." As they watched the sun set on the alien world, J1 felt a sense of peace, but also excitement. This was just the beginning. Humanity had proven itself. They had faced their greatest challenge and came out stronger. The next day, the Thunderbolt would head home to Earth, carrying the good news. But they wouldn't be gone long. Soon, they'd be back among the stars, exploring new worlds, meeting new aliens, and facing new adventures. As J1 looked up at the stars coming out, he couldn't help but smile. The galaxy had been afraid of one human battleship. Now they were eager to see what else humanity could do. The future was bright, filled with endless possibilities. And J1 and his crew were ready for whatever came next. The greatest adventure in human history was just beginning.